Sesha has compiled a neat list of all those stocks. Let's go across to her and find out what's more. Hi, Sesha.
United Spirits fell as much as 6 to 7% in today's trading session after reporting a sequentially weak set of numbers. Although on a year-on-year basis, the numbers do look good. This is because Q1 FY22 was impacted by COVID. But despite that, the stock was down almost 6.5%. Margins were impacted because of inflationary pressure. And the management also said that perhaps a couple of more quarters will be impacted because of inflationary pressure. Maruti Suzuki also reported its numbers during market hours today. Numbers were below what the street was working with. Higher commodity prices and component shortage was the reason why revenues were impacted this quarter. In fact, net profit was down as much as 44% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. Net profit was also impacted because of lower other income this quarter. The stock, despite reporting poor set of numbers, was gaining as much as 1% by the end of today's trading session. We also had Colgate, which reported its numbers during market hours today. We saw a revenue growth of about 2.5% on a year-on-year basis, but margins were impacted. In fact, margins were down almost by 300 basis points on a year-on-year basis, and the management said that they are cautiously optimistic about the next couple of quarters. APL Apollo was gaining over 1% after reporting its numbers. Consolidated revenue was up 36% and net profit was up as much as 27% on a YoY basis. Apart from this, we also have Coromondandel International, which was soaring in trade today after it reported its numbers 6% higher, and this is because it reported good set of numbers, revenue growth of around 35% on a sequential basis. Net profit was up as much as 72%, and the stock, as I mentioned, ended the day with gains of almost 6 to 7%. Clean Science and Energy also reported its numbers. It was gaining by as much as 4% by the end of today's trading session after it reported revenue growth of 60%, and profit after tax was profit after tax grew as much as 15% on a YoY basis. Lastly, we also had Bajaj Finance, which reported its numbers. The stock was gaining 2.5%. Numbers were well ahead of what the street was working with. Asset quality has improved, and net interest margins have also improved on both sequential as well as year-on-year basis.